I've got Batman Beyond number 20, and I gotta be for real. You know what? I kind of got this for the cover, and I'm looking at this now, and I'm like, hey, who does that remind you of? Mr. Frog. Okay, so I didn't watch the show as a kid, but I had friends that did it, but I didn't like the way he looked. He looked too skinny. It looked just off to me. It looked super weird. And then it was put on Netflix a couple years ago, so I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. But I couldn't get over the fact. I could get over the skinniness because, you know, supposedly it's really good. But what I didn't know, and what I couldn't get over, was the fact that his name was Terry. A man named Terry. Dudes named Terry aren't cool. I don't even think they're legally allowed to own property. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Lindsay, what about Terry Crews? And I'll tell you this. Terry Crews is the exception. Because that man, he's got those percolating pecs. They can just hypnotize you. If I had a negative opinion about Terry Crews, he would just woo, woo, woo with those pecs. And I'd be mystified. And, you know, those pecs are also what got him raped. That's right. Terry Crews got raped. He got me too'd. You know what I'm saying? Those poppin' pectorals, they giveth, and they taketh away. Terry Crews is Black Cherry. He was raped. Okay, so let's get into this comic. First of all, it takes place decades from now in Neo Gotham because New Gotham was too obvious. And there's a breaking news bulletin that there's a shootout at the police station. That place is supposed to be safe. And we see that, of course, we've got Commissioner Barbara Gordon there, and there she is. She's not in a wheelchair, which, whoa. And the guy shooting up the police station is a guy named Scab. I wonder how he got that. Or, you know what, maybe I don't wonder. She said, if you don't drop your weapon, if you don't, the only way this ends is with you dead. But if I'm gonna be for real, let's look. He's taken out at least like 1, 2, 3, 4 people that we can see. I feel like the odds are in his favor. And then we cut to this and we see he's also got a hostage, which, oh boy. And can I just say, literally every monitor in any Batman anything, including the Arkham games, give off this exact color. Just thought I'd point that out because I noticed it. And we see, wow, he's got quite the body count. And he's saying, with that monster flying around, what monster? There's no one here but us. Ooh. How can you be so blind, Gordon? He's everywhere, and his gun apparently shoots string or rubber bands. The monster bat. Batman, what does he have to do with this? Can't you see that we're perfect for each other, Scab? Barbara and Scab forever. And we see that Batman isn't even here, and then we're finally seeing the Wayne Manor, and we see that, oh, you know what? That Professor X wheelchair, I didn't even really recognize that it was floating. But we see that Terry and Bruce are having a little bit of an argument about Terry's little brother because, I mean, his little brother Matt wants to get in on the family business, which, I mean, can you blame him? But he says he was older, more prepared. But Bruce says not to go out on your own, which is just what you did. He says I thought he said something on this page. Well, okay, yeah, here we go. You took my suit without permission and went into action, Terry. Your brother will benefit because he has you to help him. Tell me you didn't. And then we see, oh yeah, we see this little kid flying around at the speed of sound. Okay, and he scoped this, bro. Well, I can't even comprehend that bomb-ass lingo, you know what I'm saying? Says, it seems very uncharacteristic of him, but maybe in his old age, he's, you know, letting his hair down a little. This toothpaste can't be put back in the tube, Harry. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Ever. Matt is in the game, and will continue to be, with or without your permission. Which, this whole thing is a little bit weird, if I'm gonna be honest. I think it may have something to do with Bruce's obsession with little boys. And I mean, is it unhealthy? I don't know. He's making heroes, but he's also stealing childhoods. So Bruce just keeps telling him, like, look, your brother's smart. He's intuitive. He's got the potential. But Terry's like, yeah, you probably should have cleared that with me first. And apparently something has happened where Bruce says it's forced his hand that, you know, we needed a 10-year-old flying around, which, hey, man, if the boss says that's what we need, then that's what we need. And we see a blonde woman who's approaching the mansion. It turns out that it is Melanie Walker. Flew with the Royal Flush Gang. Which, why would you ever name your gang that? I feel like the flush puns, they're right there. Come on. And apparently they had a little bit of something going on, but you know, when you're a criminal, you're making moves all the time. You're doing your dirt. You don't have time for, like, petty romances. But apparently they haven't seen each other for a while. And she just randomly shows up, and apparently she swiped some sort of photo. And she said, well, I couldn't exactly introduce myself to Mr. Wayne and expect him to give it to me. Now, could I? If you're trying to convince me that you've reformed, B&E isn't exactly the way to do it. He's right. Good points. And I mean, but she swiped her way into this place. So you know what I say that's clever, girl. She's like, I'm sorry, old habits die hard. As my sponsor is always trying to remind... What? I know we got Alcoholics Anonymous. We got Narcotics Anonymous. Are we just... Is there a CA? Is there a criminal Anonymous? I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just a future. Maybe in decades from now we'll have that. Look, we haven't seen each other in a long time. Can we start over? So they're talking a little bit, and she... I don't know. No, I'll show this. So she realizes that his relationship with Bruce is a little fishy. And I don't know why the Terry relationship with old Bruce is more fishy to me than regular, like, current time Bruce with any of the Robins, but I don't know. I think it's just creepier because he's older. He says, I'm wondering that about you, Terry. You aren't even related to Wayne. Why would you live in this empty mausoleum? I mean, there's a floating corpse around in there. I mean, come on. Goes back to high school. He needed an assistant, and I went to work for him. That's still the case. I feel like he has that answer just spring-loaded, ready to go. Because people are like, hey, you like Grandpa Dick? What's going on, man? You do not have to be there, and yet you are. He says, but you didn't come all the way to ask that. She says, look, we had a little chemistry. Why didn't we ever do anything? I don't know, stuff, life, fear. Real smooth, Terry. See, the men named Terry don't have any fucking game. Shots fired on men named Terry. Come at me, dog. So, a woman shows up to the manor in what looks to be a Lamborghini Countach, which maybe decades from now, just everybody has Lamborghini Countaches. Wouldn't that be quite the world? So she's calling Terry. She's leaving him a message. Apparently, they haven't seen each other in a while and he hasn't returned any calls. So she's calling and she says, but this business of you being Batman doesn't really work for me anymore. Oh, what, bitch? It's too much, too weird, and it's hard and maybe unfair, but I love you and I'm pretty sure you love me. So for the sake of us and your own long-term health, I'm hoping you'll stop. Oh my god. This is why we don't have superheroes. This is why we don't have vigilantes, because bitches would just be shutting that shit down at all times. And you know bitches can't keep a secret. You tell a bitch that you're Batman Beyond and that's all over the place. You're done. You're fucking done. So she sees Matt and Melanie locking lips. So she just immediately jets, and then Matt comes up and he says Bruce needs us. There's some major shit going down, and then we get to see the Batcave, which is always good. Now, I know this is always in there, but I kind of don't know why. So if you know why, help a sister out. I mean, was it a robot? What is it? I just need to know, and I realize that I need to know, and I don't want to look it up. So, you know what? You do the work for me. So, now we come all the way back around to where we started. There's a shootout at the police headquarters, and apparently Scab is a well-known assailant to the Wayne boys, and apparently he just became a murderer, so he's stepping up in the world, and I think, you know, anytime you get a promotion, it deserves a little bit of sort of praise, you know what I'm saying? And then we see the God, I feel physically ill every time I have to call him Terry. Terry starts stripping in front of this old gentleman. But my question is, okay, so, wait, what was he wearing earlier? Okay, so he's had on a jacket, so we don't know if this Batman Beyond costume is a short sleeve or a tank top or what. Are you telling me this guy's got like Victorian length gloves that connect at the shoulder? I don't understand the mechanics of this suit. Where are the sleeves? Hashtag where are the sleeves? I don't understand. So he tells me he's screaming about a bat monster. He says, then I won't disappoint him. I like this. This looks really cool. And then Matt wants to go. Terry is like, oh no. And Bruce is like, look, if you don't train him, he's just gonna go out in the world and try to do it himself, and the last thing we need is dead kids. So he tells him, like, look, take him. He'll follow you, he'll listen to you, he'll do everything. Sounds like Bruce has had a lot of heart-to-hearts with Matt, because, I mean, he's like, hey, I can get a ward who isn't named Terry. And I'll take that deal every time. But I want to just know, how does this work? I don't understand this suit. I mean, I know it's the future, decades from now even, but what is this? I don't understand how the mouth works. I don't understand the sleeve situation. But we gotta get on our shway. That's what Matt says, and he said it earlier, but I didn't want to say it because that future speak is just like, what? I don't understand with my dumb girl brain. So they start heading off to the police station, and we get this, which is apparently like the big deal of this issue, that a Robin is back. And we see, do you realize what this means? For the first time in forever, Batman and Robin are back, which apparently was sort of the draw of this issue, why people were, you know, supposedly going to check it out, but, you know, I was encouraged to start reading good books, and I took a chance. So they're flying around. He continuously tells Matt to call him Robin, and then Batman Beyond tells him, look, just follow me, listen to me, and it'll be fine. He said, Gotham PD inside Bruce, any advice? Shock and awe, as only Batman can do. Right. And we see... No, we'll skip it. So, Scab is going a little bit crazy. The hostage is getting thrown around, and then these two promising young men just bust through the window, and he's barking orders at Robin, tell him to secure the area. He'll kill us all. I mean, yeah. And he tells Robin to clear it out of weapons and civilians while I take care of Scab. And this kid, he is cheesing. He is super hype. And Scab's getting some he's getting some blows in. I won't let you eat my soul. Whoa. What the fuck happened? I mean, I figured in the future we wouldn't have to be worrying about souls getting eaten. That seems like a past problem. But what do I know? Obviously I don't know a damn thing about this universe. So, well, I can't believe, how are you gonna get beat up by a clown? I mean, Jesus. And then Scab, he gets a machine gun. He starts brocca-ing everywhere. Bullets are just flying. I'm surprised nobody's getting murdered, obviously. And then we see Batman Beyond. I don't want to say Terry, and I won't. Batman Beyond, he jumps in front, and I learned that his suit is bulletproof as well. How does that mouth work? I don't get it. He throws a batarang, and he gets super pissed. Robin, I told you to get people to safety, and you didn't. You could have gotten them killed. You're done. Finished. From here on out, there will be no Robin. Holy shit. Was this like the shortest lifespan? Not a lifespan. The shortest career as a Robin? This kid's never going to get a job as a sidekick in this town ever again. He was a Robin for like 0.5 seconds. Good God. So, normally if I did this issue when it came out, I wouldn't show this page, but it's been out for like a week, so, you know. And then, basically, this is the end of this story. And then there's a page where we see a woman who, I'm sure it has some sort of payoff if I've read the previous issues, named Adeline. And she's going into her apartment. We get to feel, we're lucky that Batman took care of the Jokers. I was afraid we'd be on the air. Okay, so it's one of the newscasters from earlier that didn't show. So she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my Coffee? It's nighttime. What are you doing, lady? Don't be drinking coffee at night, you crazy bitch. And then something says you don't deserve that. All you deserve, and the speech bubbles are scary, is a one-way trip to hell. Jesus Christ. Look at that. I'm going to have to get the next issue. For the call of death, do you answer it? I mean, I wouldn't. I'd answer the text of death if I'm going to be honest, but that looks sick. I mean, if we're going to be honest, it looks like Venom, but that shit is sick as fuck. Also, if you're named Terry, don't subscribe to my channel. Fuck you, Terry.